Hey everybody, welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of the 1972 MPC GTO. Not really done anything since the last video, but picking up here. Did get the distributor drilled out. Sorry, focus. Distributor's drilled. The plug wire holes are drilled in the heads. Again, paint job absolutely wonderful on this thing. MCW paints. Got the windows in. Okay, update on that. Got the glass in. Got the headlights in. I am going to paint the headlights. They're just chrome, so I'm going to paint the actual where the headlight lens would be. Try to give it a little disguise, so it won't just be a just chrome all the way across. I have black washed in certain areas. Those blinkers up front, those will be painted. Little black washing in the vents there and the doors. I don't remember if I did that on the other video, but anyway, I did get the panel lines colored in. Interior looks really good. Got it together, ready to go. One thing I wanted to show you on this is it's kind of peculiar. I don't know why they did this, and I just came up with a solution for it, so I'm glad I thought of that. But anyway, so it gives you 4 tires, right? But oddly enough, it gives you 2 different types of tires. Do you see that? Gives you these, and it gives you these. And they're not the same width. These are wider, a little bit wider of a tire, but these are a little taller of a tire. I don't know what the heck, but while I'm saying that, I just thought about it. I've got 2 more up there, right there. There's 2 more. So if I bust one of those open, I can swap out 2 of those. And then I'd hopefully have a full set of either these or these. So that's what I'm going to do. Glad I opened this video the way I did. But that's how I'm starting. I got the rims off of the tree. Engine's again ready to be wired. Going to get the distributor wires in the distributor. Get the distributor painted. Get it mounted. Get the wires ran into the engine. Mount it to the chassis. And I've already got the metal axle running through. It's a little cattywampus. I'm going to use that word again. Sorry. Cattywampus. It's interesting. Let me go off topic real fast. Well, it's not really. I've not really been on topic. See how easily I get off subject? Cattywampus. I mentioned that on a video or 2 prior. Some people from Australia, they commented and said, "I've never heard of cattywampus, but we say this, you know." We've all got our own little words and nuances of how we say things and what we mean by those particular words. And down in the South, here in South Georgia, we say many, many different things that I guarantee you there ain't nary a person would understand it outside of around here. Did you hear that? Nary a person. That means nobody, no person. There's all kind of weird words that we say. I notice it all the time when I talk to my wife. We'll say something and it'll hit me. I totally understand it. She totally understands it, but no one else outside of our immediate culture would understand that. And I'll say words on these videos, and after I say them, like cattywampus, I'm like, nobody knows what that. Well, some people don't know what it is. There were plenty that also commented that they did use that word, but isn't our language funny? All right, well, let me get the other kit broke open and see if there's some tires in there that I could swap out. I'm curious to see if all the kits had the mismatched tires, but get some tires mounted, get some tires buffed up, get the sandpaper on them, and let me get busy. Stand by. All right, so I have my distributor now wired, so I can get that painted and mounted in the engine and get those run. But I want to really quick, I've done this many times, but I'm going to do it again, just so if you've never seen it. I made a contraption up to sand tires. And by the way, I did open the other kit and had the mismatched tires as well. So now I got a full set of the same thing, and so does that other kit. Alright, so this contraption I've got is just it's very simple. Hobby Lobby sells these. I've got them somewhere. I didn't use but two, but they're knobs. They're just raw knobs. They have a section there. It's just got like raw wood, a lot of letters and numbers and stuff, and it's also got like these knobs. I drill them all the way through, but you see it's tapered. And the reason it works great is because it fits the tire. See how the tire just fits right in it? So when you drill it out, I've got just a bolt or screw. Take the one tire, take the tire, put it in there. Take this other one and it goes opposite. If you kind of twist it, it just centers it right up. Take the nut, tighten it down just a little so it won't slip. Put it in your drill. Don't tighten it too tight. You don't want to mess the threads up, make it hard. I'm going to move the camera back a little. And then sand away with your wife's fingernail file. Go a little while the front one direction. Turn around. Go the other direction. Touch it on the sides just a little. As far down as you can get. You can't get down very far with these. Just to give it some road wear. And there it is. Now I take my hand and I'll just let it rub on my skin to sort of give it a natural look. Take it out of there. And now there's the comparison. So you can see you've got a tire that looks like it's been driven, and you've got a tire that looks like it just came out of the press or the mold or whatever it is. There you go. All right, so I'm going to do the rest of these. I'm going to get the rims mounted on the tires. I'm going to get the distributor painted and in the engine and plug wires ran. Then I'll attach my fan and alternator, get everything in place, radiator. Didn't even come with any radiator hoses. Kind of weird. It's got a place in the radiator for a hose to attach. There's a hole here, but no radiator hose, and really nowhere to attach it on the engine, but see what I can do. I also have my taillights in place. I used Mod Podge to put them in place, and they just took and placed them around the edges. Let that dry. There's the firewall. Anyway, this thing's getting ready to just be complete. But I've got a few things I got to do. Tires, plug wires, slap it all together, and we'll see. So stand by. A little more progress. Got the chassis and the seats and the interior attached to the body. Weird thing happened here. So, at the bottom of the chassis, the back of it had this. Okay, so what this is that where the screws go to match up to the holes there. See that? What's weird is the chassis is too long. If you leave that on there, it sticks out the back. But there is so the way this was made onto it, it had like a mark here where it would just break right off. Like it was, I think that chassis was like made for possibly another car that was longer wheelbase or something. No, not wheelbase, because the wheels would still end up the same. But anyway, the back end was longer. And I broke it right off, and there are two little places in there that you could tell used to be where holes would have been in the mold. And I drilled those out. Now they're not, you know, the holes are actually by the gas tank, but I'd be dang if it didn't line right up. So I guess what MPC may have done with this one was used, again, the chassis for multiple kits or something like this. However, this is also an AMT kit that I just found out. Didn't even know that. I was at the show. The model show in North Charleston, and my buddy Kevin, which met me up there, we were looking at the model kits, And I told him, I said, I don't know if I've ever seen a 72 GTO in anything but the MPC. And as we were looking at model kits, he looks over and he says, look at there. And it was an AMT Ertl 72 GTO. And it was an open kit, so we opened it up, and I said, let me look at it. And doggone if it was not the exact same kit as this, except the chrome tree on the AMT had a supercharger and some other stuff. But if you look at this hood, you see where it's got the cutout. You could have put a supercharger. I guess they had that particular one. They made it where you could put a supercharger on it. But on my chrome tree, all those things were just deleted on the MPC. So it's kind of, let me tell you, to chase down some of the original starting points of these kits. It can be I had a commenter on one of the last videos, I think the first part of this video. He was like, you can't always, no, it wasn't this one. It was anyway, it doesn't matter. He said, you can't always rely on scale mates for a thorough investigation, let's say, for where a model kit originated from. And that's right, because this has been all kind of stuff. And so where am I going with this? Gosh, I get off topic so bad. I think that's where a lot of people get maybe frustrated with some of the older model kits, is because they've been used so many different places, so many ways, so many different applications they've tried to use. And I guess for cost savings and things like that, try to use maybe the chassis for a different vehicle or something like that. It ends up in the end kind of being confusing. But this is going to turn out to be a really nice car. I will admit, under the hood is very simple and plain. I did put the spark plug wires on the engine, but other than that, the engine compartment is about as plain as you can imagine. Probably would have been a better curbside kit. But nevertheless, the hood and everything looks really, really good. Wonderful body. I think this body is jam up. The interior looks good. It's the chassis and the engine compartment that has very lax in the detail department. But when we get it done, I think it's having the good paint job, the chrome trim, and all these things. I think that will compensate for the lack of detail under the hood. So anyway, let me quit talking here and let me finish getting the chassis mounted. Oh, one other thing. Yeah. One other thing. So here in the back, there was this part that I was like, what the heck is that? I couldn't figure it out. So I was like, well, it must have been because, see, I've got some parts here so you got the GTO, the Judge scoop. I mean, the little tachometer scoop to stick up on the hood. You got this, looks like a ram airflow something, and it had a spoiler. Okay, so those were for the Judge, I suppose. So I just assumed that this part right here was also for the Judge. So I was like, heck, I don't need that. I can't even figure out what it is. Well, guess what it is? It's the dang roll panel for the back here. And guess what color it's not? Yeah, exactly. It's not body color, because I did not realize that. Let me get this thing together. Maybe I can kind of put it on the shelf in a manner that you won't notice that the roll pan's missing. Anyway, guys, it's turned into it does have its issues. I ain't gonna lie, but it's still been fun. I mean, it's very simplistic model kit. A few little technique exercises that you have to use to get things to do exactly the way you want it to do. But other than that, it's not a bad kit. Low detail under the engine or engine compartment, but other than that, it's going to look just as good as anything else sitting on the shelf. So let me quit talking and get back with it. Stand by. All right, folks, here she is, or he is, or whatever it is. It's a goat, so I don't know if it's a male or a female. Anyway, am I happy with it? Let's say quality of the kit, I'd say 5 out of 10. Quality of the paint job, I'd say, at least for me, like 10 out of 10, because this thing turned out amazing as far as the gloss. Okay, so I just wiped it off. This is just enamel, gloss enamel. That's all it is, just gloss enamel. No clear coat, no kind of clear coat at all, and it's just a wonderful shine. And again, I want to attribute that to the MCW paint. This time I added the hardener, and she got super hard really quick. Like the next day, whenever I okay, so when I use the tester's enamels, I have to be really careful for a couple days because the paint will still be somewhat soft, not completely cured, but this cured so quickly. The next day it was like a shell. I mean, it was so, I knew I wasn't going to leave any fingerprints or anything like that, and I can attribute that to the hardener. So let's get to the kit. Yeah, it's got its issues. Definitely got some issues. I wouldn't call it a starter kit, but from the outside looking in, like right now, doesn't that look nice? It's a good looking car. The body, I would say that this body would be, I know Fred Henry likes to do a bunch of Pro Streets. This would make a great Pro Street body as long as you've got like that 67 Chevelle chassis or something like that to go up under it. I'd say it'd probably make it great. You don't have any front bumper. At least what bumper it's got, it's body color. I did go in with the headlights with a little bit of acrylic paint just to set the headlights off from the chrome bezels. They were all just chrome, so it does kind of have the appearance that it's got headlight lenses. Of course, the bare metal foil turned out great. It made it look really good. It doesn't have a drip rail. At least this one. I think the molds are just completely worn out and shot. So there's no drip rail. There's no sign of it. I did not chrome that like the box had. I did the front windshield, the back window, and around the tires, the wheel wells, and that strip at the bottom. Got the orange blinkers on both sides up front. The GTO, can't see it very good, stickers. Decals, there's another one right there. The decal right here. Okay, so I'm spinning it really fast at the back because as long as you look at it from this angle, there's no roll pan. Okay, I didn't put it on there. All right, I'm just gonna come clean. There's no roll pan on the back. But that's okay because it's my car and I do it the way I want to. Okay, don't ask any more questions. I'll put it on the shelf and it will look just as good with no roll pan as a kit would with a roll pan because I just won't turn it around. All right, let's pop the hood off. Another thing about this paint, because it cures so hard, is the hood. Sometimes your hoods want to stick because the paint, that not on here. This thing is so paint cured so nicely. All right, so really quick, not going to spend much time in the engine bay because there is nothing to talk about. Nothing to see here. Did run plug wires. Really low quality as far as detail on the engine and the engine bay. That's okay. It's all right. No biggie. Under the bottom, looks okay. I did some, a little bit of dry brushing. The wheels, they're not turbines, I heard. I forget what someone corrected me and told me what they were. I thought they were like General Lee wheels. Who knows? These might be out of the General Lee kit or something because it's an MPC. But I didn't go with the stock wheels. I wanted to do the aftermarket. They look good. I blackwashed the mess out of them. Yes, I said I blackwashed the mess out of them. So they've got plenty of dark shadowing going on. I did do the panel lines with my cut down acrylic black paint and water. There it is. Shake her up good. It's so much easier to use than the Tamiya panel line accent color, at least on the panel lines, because when it's water and paint, and you can wipe it right off if you make a mistake, and it flows in really nice, and it's not too dark. If it needs to be darker, put more on it. I did it around the trunk as well, so just to give it that nice definite line. Also did some panel line in those vents there as well. The wheels, I did use the Tamiya panel line, but all the rest of it's the water. Oh yeah, the inside or the interior turned out pretty decent. it's a basic interior. It's like a tub. So I mean, your door panels and all are fairly the markings and all are not very definite, but you know, you can add a little chrome here. See the back window cranks are chrome, and I did a two-tone on the you can't really see, but that area back there behind the seat is a different color, as well as the floorboards. It's a flat acrylic, more of a brown. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. It's been an interesting build. It's been a little bit what would I say? What are those dual personalities? Bipolar. Yeah, it's been a little bipolar because the paint turned out so nice and the rest, you know, had a struggle. But it's an MPC kit. Right here, she is MPC, and I built it. I have completed an MPC kit. That's not the first one. This is kind of a joke, but for all the MPC haters, you can have a nice looking model out of an MPC kit. Yes, I know they're not all the same. Yes, I know some MPCs are better than the other. But this one, with all of its issues, I won't say problems because it just sounds so negative, but with all the issues, I'd say it turned out pretty darn good. So there you go. Let's see, side by side. There we go, side by side view. I think it turned out pretty nicely. Yeah, that's it. Don't be afraid of it. Have fun. If it gives you trouble, put it back in the box for a few days and go back to it later. This hobby is not about competition, although I just went to a model competition and I entered mine and I did not get anything. But I didn't go there for the competition. I went there because of the common theme. Model cars, they're fun. Build them, and don't worry about the name brand. Just power through, build it. If it turns out bad, you know what? We learn from our mistakes. MPC's been around a really long time. Thank you, Round 2, for continuing to bring these model kits out. Although we have our complaints, we still can build them and they can end up being a really nice looking car or truck or whatever else they make. So guys, I'm done. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I am getting really close to, I think, 5,600 at this point, right at just under 6,000. Thanks guys for subscribing. If you have not subscribed already, would you please go over and click that subscription button. Also, don't forget to go join our Facebook group. Don't forget to go to Hobby Nut Models to check out Mark's inventory over there. Get you some MCW paint, other modeling supplies. Don't forget to go over there and check out his website, Hobby Nut Models. The Hobby Nut Models and the Facebook group links are both in the description below. So just click that little down arrow if you're not watching this on your television, and it will take you to the links. Also, while you're there in the description, click on my Teespring store. Go over, buy a t-shirt, a mug, a hoodie, or whatever you want to buy that I have. I got some stickers too. They're really cool. Pause for a second. Let me grab a sticker. Okay, there's my sticker. I had to look for them. Alright, so check this out. So my friend Michael, the one that designed my t-shirts and all, this is the design, one of them that he came up with. And isn't that cool? I mean, I've got my very own sticker. I was like, I gotta buy one. Yeah, so I bought me a couple of these. I bought myself a coffee mug too. I was like, man, I want my own coffee mug, my own brand. So yeah, thank you, Michael, for doing that for me. But these stickers here are really cool. You can go to the Teespring and they're on there. There's also the 1955 Chevrolet. We also have a sticker in that. I have not done the stickers anything else, but anyway, just those two. So the Dodge and the 55 Chevy. But anyway, guys, really off track there. Sorry. Go buy something from the Teespring store. It really helps me to be able to continue to bring you guys content. Other than that, I'm done. I'm going to do a slideshow of everything except the back of this car, and we'll see what it looks like in its pictures. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Don't forget to do all those things in the description, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.